This is Dark Planet coming in on a lecture about the lie that our ancestors it was our ancestors, the Moors, that sold us into slavery. And people have to reason it, have to dig within the documents and find out that our Constitution was drafted up that if you gotta understand like over here in this country, you had 5% of they say like 95% of the people of hue that was in slavery in the South, whatever. But you had 5% over here that wasn't even slaves, And they was actually free, they was actually free to roam the lands and everything. They had farms and everything. And people don't realize that it was like this, right? Our Constitution was created and chartered that if you was a Christian and you were a Jew, then you would remain a slave. But see, those people had knowledge of uh uh uh, uh they had knowledge of not falling a victim to Christianity and Judaism, and that's how the Constitution was chartered. And see the Moors nobles, because when this country was created, all those pale skinned Europeans that was presidents and stuff that came over here. But like the first that was coming over here creating the country, they came out of prison. They were savages, and they came over here. And people don't understand that. They said, well, we start a new country, and they created like colonies, and they start creating the thing where they draw the legislatures where people have to work, like the Virginia Commonwealth and all these little colonies and stuff, and they made people over people, and they say, look, y'all till the land or whatever, and we give y'all positions of power over here, but y'all can't be over this country because y'all some real outlaws or whatever. All right, because at one point in time, like when you look at the six black presidents, it was six black presidents before George Washington. It was six, and the symbolism of George Washington chopping down the apple tree, that was the Moorish flag over here in this country. That gave the independence, because at one time, it was the nobles, the Moorish nobles. They had these Europeans. I'm talking about the Europeans in England, Britain, all these countries. Over here in America, they had them paying debt. They just come just pay debt to the Moorish nobles. And the thing is, right? It's a lot of things that happen, because when when you look back to where uh the when you came about to the uh the Continental Congress. It was a Continental Congress before the United States. They used to call it the Continental Congress. That was the first. Then all of a sudden it fell, and then then the United States became. But first it was called the Continental Congress. I mean, I'm doing like so much research on it, man, because long time ago, it was like when you look at the people of Greek, and the people of China, and it's a lot of things about people don't understand about the lunar code. Our federal government, they go by when you look at the calendar, they still follow the moon phases. When you look at the calendar, they have different moon phases on the calendar. So they still go by what the Americans, what people call the natives over here. You know, the the, uh, the Aboriginals over here. They still go by the moon phases. See, all that go back to the Mayans. They go back to the Mayans, the Yucatan Peninsula. See, the original the original so-called Chickasaw man was created in the Yucatan Peninsula. And the thing is, right, it was the Mayans that they went back and they just was going to like the depths of going back in time through human evolution to the changes on the environment. I'm talking about the changes on the earth, you know, the different celestial patterns. They were going back so far to almost like half a billion years ago, and they created over 20 calendars. They had 20 calendars, and see the Mayans, they left the Yucatan Peninsula. They left the rooms and they left their calendars and everything. They left and they became the Creek Indians. The Creek Indians, and see, it's a lot of historical facts, man, because the Creek Indians were right here in the southeast, and my city, Macon, Georgia. See, people don't understand the significance of the city. When I do the vibrational frequency and numerology of Macon, Georgia, as far as like the Masonic way of numerology, it Macon, Georgia number the frequency is 33-degree high knowledge, and Macon, Georgia was the capital of the Creek Nation of the Southeast. It was the capital. And you go to the Upmugget Indian mounds. The Upmugget Indian mounds are the largest preserved mounds in North America. This was the capital creeks, and you gotta go back to the creeks where the Mayans they create the Yucatan Peninsula. And when you look at how the Mason, the Mayans, and as far as like as far as like the moon phases of lunar core, and people don't understand. And then I was talking about how, you know, the natives was over here. They had Mars, and they used to prostrate and fall down to the east when the Spaniards came over here. See, and you look at Islam, they have the moon right there. It's lunar code. All this stuff, they don't realize this stuff. All this stuff is embedded in. You got to go deep in depth. See, the Moors, you got to realize when the Chickasaw man was created by the Mayans, they shipped them out. They shipped, you know what I'm saying? They shipped them out. They shipped them. They had them slaves or whatever they had. And the thing is, they made the man and the woman, and they took the woman and they put them in the harems of China, and they put them, you know what I'm saying? I mean, the nobles start having these women in their harems and having babies by them, you know what I mean? And that's why the Greeks, they became, you know, that people started becoming whitewashed, you know, the skin tones and everything. But it's a lot of significant facts even before that. But I mean, it's a lot of like cataclysm that happened way before that, you know. Then like China, you know, the nobles in China, because you got to understand some of the biggest pyramids, like the world was a pyramid universe. Some of the biggest pyramids were in China. So they went to like China. They had the Chickasaw woman up in their harems, and they started creating lighter and lighter textures of people. You know what I'm saying? That's why you usually see the Chinese people, they're lighter. But you know, I can only just come to terms that the Chinese, the nobles in China had more. They had more for us like currency, or what you say, because when you see the civilization of China, they all, you know, it's like a billion people, and all those people like a lighted skin texture. You know what I mean? The thing is, like, people say this a lot. This is not this the making this video. It's talking about the lie about how the Moors sold us into slavery. See, when our Constitution was drafted, like I was saying, it was saying that if you don't know that you are represent as Islam. You know what I'm saying? But see, Moors, we are not Muslim. We are Muslims and Asiatics. That's us. We Muslims and Asiatics. That's what we see. People be like that. A Moor, you talking about that Muslim? See, Muslims spell Moslem, and we are Asiatics because we're the Muslims and Asiatics are the mothers and fathers of this planet. I mean, you got to understand, to how people realize and relate. People be talking about, all these races, all these people and other stuff. See, that the divide and rule, the divide and conquer. You got to understand, it ain't number two. It ain't number two class of people. You got Asiatics and you got Europeans. I mean, pale skin Europeans. I mean, that's how it's always been. And I mean, you look at just like Noble Drew Ali, the guy that brought the Moorish Science Temple. I mean, Noble Drew Ali is one of the most underheard historical figures in our, for people of hue, history. They talk about Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Minister Farrakhan. I mean, they talk about them, but they don't talk about Noble Drew Ali. It was Noble Drew Ali that caused the Great Depression, and he was the one that came and say, look, that great seal that's on the back of the dollar bill. He was the one that said, because that was our brotherhood. I mean, for us, like the Creek Nation and all that symbol with the eye, with the eye on top of the eye with the pyramid, that was our great seal. And he said, put that on. He said first they want to put on the $100 bill. He said, no, put it on the dollar bill. The dollar bill, because everybody else gonna see it. See, you gotta realize the lie that our ancestors sold into slavery. See, when they start creating, when you look into the story of Adam and Eve, right? It was Eve that started bringing the apple. Or they said the apple, the knowledge of the tree of good and evil. It was Eve that started bringing the apple to the Europeans, the pale skinned Europeans out in the field. That because you gotta understand in Europe, the word Yugoslavia, Slovakia, that means slave. Like all those countries in Europe, when they say Slovakia, Czechoslovakia, all those Slavia, all those words mean slave. We had that. See, we always believe in divine law. What goes around comes around. We had the Europeans in slavery in Europe. We had them, and it was the European pale skin and the harems that took the apple and gave the apple to the men pale skin Europeans, and they gave them knowledge, and that knowledge they became knights. They became knights for these the Europeans, the pale skin Europeans became knights to these nobles. That's what they became. That's why it was other Moorish nobles that took down. They used the Europeans as knights to take out other Moorish empires. They'll send Europeans. They'll send the European pale skin Europeans over to different countries in the world as they knights and tell them take these out, take these out, take these out. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Take these people out. They were using the Europeans, pale skin Europeans as they knights. And the thing is, it was the Moors. They were talking about how if the Moors that conquered Spain, they still was, how it still was coming on. Cause you got to go back into all this stuff, man. All this stuff. I mean, for us, the Aztec Empire. I mean, the Incas. I mean, all these civilizations, if they still thrive and foster, it's like I'm not just gonna say the Moorish Empire, because all this stuff was the Pyramid University. I mean, the Incas had the Quapo. You know what I'm saying? It was like made of silk, and they would travel, and they would use like different colors on it. It was made of silk. It was like some type of it was like an ancient computer, the Quapo. But this is how they record the land that they came across, the animals and everything. They're using the silk, this little silk like this thing with different colors. But that's how they record and everything. That was like their ancient computer, and I mean, the people they saw, the language they spoke, and everything. But see, you gotta understand, like the world that took a dip. I mean, for us, all these civilizations come across through the Inquisition. When the Inquisition happened, because you understand when the Inquisition, the Moors they ruled Spain from 711 to like 1400 something, and after that, that's when the Inquisition started. The Inquisition started like when the pale skinned Europeans started going to different countries and they started mamming the people off the land, going into like civilizations and having measles, like hundreds of thousands, wiping out hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people in Central America. You know what I'm saying? It was millions and millions of people there, but they brought the smallpox and handed the blankets, quilts and blankets to them. People just left because the disease that the Europeans carry, man. The diseases they carry. I mean, our people weren't immune to those diseases. You know what? I mean, that's all that's all they are. That means diseased people. I mean, when you go back to like syphilis, I mean, syphilis comes from the canine. It was, I mean, they were cave people. The Europeans, they were saying like, I mean, it's like this: a black person, a dark skin hue person, can have a albino. And see, when they were having albinos, they were sending albinos to the Caucasus Mountains, and they would sit there and they'd be living in caves or whatever. They'd send them to the Caucasus Mountains, and see, they're living in caves or whatever. But see, they had the jackal. The jackal, when they leave the caves and wherever and go whatever out into the field, the jackal stayed down and lived with the woman. I mean, like the jackal would lick the woman vagina and all this stuff, but the woman would have sex with the jackal to protect the cave while the man go out into the cave. The cave dealers go out into go out into a hunt and whatever. And syphilis come from having bestiality with animals, with the dog, with the canine. So I mean, it's actually that disease came from the canine. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, people don't realize, man. Like the European skin Europeans, they did a lot of trickery and stuff, man. The thing is, we used to match nights, but we also believe in the divine law. What comes around goes around, and doing a spice trade conspiracy. I mean, because it was different spices and stuff that, you know what I'm saying, they was traded back in the ancient world, right? With the old world. And when they paint their face black and stuff, and they learn, because the Phoenicians, they were the masters of the sea. That selling seas, I mean, back in ancient Egypt, they got buried underground sea vessels that are larger than ship vessels today on this earth. They got ship vessels that are larger than this ship vessel back then. And I mean, the Phoenicians were the master sellers of the sea. That's why I say when the pirates of dark water and all this stuff. I mean, we sell this seas and stuff. We say that's why when I was talking about the demarcation line between the Ham and the Sheen, Ham was over here and Ham was over there in Cana. You know what I'm saying? For us, like Africa, and Sheen, the decimation of Sheen was over here in America. These people were Sheen. These people over here. I mean, like people be talking about Africa make you dark. I mean, anywhere beyond the sun gonna make you dark. I mean, those the same color skin people, hue people over here, the same color people hue over there. So the thing it was other Moorish nobles that took other Moorish countries. But see, when you talking about that was our ancestors sold into slavery. Yeah, they drew the Constitution. They said, look, if you consider yourself a Christian or a Jew, then you will consider a slave. But they say they worship Islam, just like the Moroccan flag is over 10,000 years old. You know what I'm saying? That flag that George Washington cut down, it was what they say that the apple tree they cut down is over 10,000 years old. And I mean, the first college was the college in Fez, Morocco. they created, and it was in Fetch Morocco, and they took a lot of stuff that it was writing they were writing in Arabic. I mean, you gotta understand. That's why I try to get my words when I'm spelling, I'm writing. You know what I'm saying, and make my words concise. Cause spelling has a lot. That's why the word spell. You know what I'm saying? Spell cause spelling. You know what I'm saying? Words. What if something was written? Something written. Something is written. Something is said or written down. I mean, however you put it, it has powerful effects to the frequency of the nature of life on this planet. You know what I mean? How it's the output, how it resonate. And the thing is, right? People don't understand that. I mean, all these languages, like the Hamiite dialects. You know what I'm saying? They have so many different languages, and the Shemitic dialect come from the Hamiite dialect. I mean, you have to understand that Latin that was created by us. The Latin language. People say, man, Latin. That was no, Latin, Swahili, all these different. They came from us. I mean, when the Moors went into Spain and conquered Spain, ruled for 700 years, the Europeans they was in the Dark Ages. The people in Europe, they was in the Dark Ages. They only had one college in Europe. The Moors had over like 70 colleges in 70 colleges in uh, uh, Havana, Spain. You know what I mean? And they had sidewalks. They had lightings like street lights, you know, and libraries. The pale-skinned Europeans didn't even know how to shade. They didn't know how to wash themselves. None of that. They didn't know none of this stuff. They didn't know how to read or write. Nothing. It's just like, I mean, like all this stuff is tied in, man. You know, so people can't correlate and say, man, with the milk that it was the Moors that took out. See, I be seeing a lot of memes on social media, and all that is wrong. So, I mean, when you was put. That's why I mean they was teaching the slaves the Christianity. I mean, and you know what I'm saying, because they know once you say you done that. I mean, but if you wasn't it was designed to say, okay, we create this Constitution, but in the Constitution say you're a free person if you consider yourself Islam. But if you consider yourself Christianity and Judaism, it's in the Constitution. It's written. Man. But see, people don't understand. You know, all that stuff is real. About, you know, the lunar coat. They don't understand that. You know what I mean? I mean, but it's deep, man. You know, people have to do some rigorous research. I mean, like a lot of times, man, things just come to me. It just come boom, and it's just like how I track highly advanced information. It's just, I mean, because I set myself up as a channel to the universe. I'm a channel to the universe, so I sit up here and I sit here and I get these powerful thought forms. They're like, boom, where did that insight come from? You know what I'm saying? I just go into the phenomenon of using that information and I grasp it, you know. But I always want to be the channel to putting that work out in the world, because it's been given to me. It's my gift for understanding. So this how I give back. And this video is talking about, you know, the lie, how it was the Moors that threw us into slavery. No, it wasn't. You know what I mean? It's talking about, well, our ancestors did this to us and all that. You know what I mean? But you know, we were the ones that created guns and all this first. We created guns. You know what I mean? Because it was us coming on land, coming on 7 season land, and the Pale-skinned Europeans see us and they say, darn, they call us dragon. They hear ships coming, boom, boom, boom. They'll duck on hand. Then we'll come on land. We have armor and guns and all this stuff. You know, and you know, that was these Moors. The Moors nobles. So I mean, But I mean, thing is, man, people don't realize. I mean, cause they tied into not understanding the real context. Cause I mean, Hollywood, the Hollywood, when you look in the Bible, and it was created. It was the vision of Hollywood. Hollywood, the meaning of Hollywood is in the Bible when it was like during the time of Moses, right? The holy bush that wasn't consumed, it was just set on fire. That's what Hollywood mean, the magical bush that wasn't consumed. That's why they keep showing they send these illusions out to you. They send these ideas and things, Hollywood, but they actually creating the world with these movies. I mean, the people that write it, the actors, and the audience, they actually create universes. That's why that's why when I was talking about how when you speak things or you write it down, you actually create out into the world a image, you know what I mean? A concept or whatever. I mean, these movements, they're saying people get these ideas, you know, because I mean, you look at the movie Star Wars and stuff, man. You know, I mean, it's to the point that you know a lot of people go to those Star Wars movies because they say like, man, that really, you know what I mean? They come to going to those movies because like this stuff really did happen, man. You know what I mean? Because all this technologies, it actually reverse engineer alien technology. That's all our smart apps and all this stuff. This technology, this comes from alien technology. So I mean, all this stuff that they create now, you know, it's been here in the universe before. So I mean, you can't halt your thinking and say, no, that ain't true, this and that. I mean, I remember when I was in the joint, I was telling Marcelli about the Thomas cars driving themselves. I used to go into the TV room and watch the little news segments, you know, before the work call or whatever, you know. Cause when I did my time, I didn't even work, man. You know what I mean? I refuse to go to work because I was like, I'm locked up. You got the right to study, and I mean, for like, I did 10 years in the joint, and like 5 of those years I didn't even work, man. You know what I mean? The last 5 years I didn't even work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna work and still be getting paid, look, you know what I'm saying, the money, whatever. But I still was making do how I could, you know. So, but I was studying, you know what I mean? And I know people, you know, they're like, man, why you do that studying? He about to go home and, you know what I mean? I still studying, you know what I mean? Trying to learn the law, whatever I could, you know? Because I understand it's a gift, you know what I mean? That, you know, one day I can utilize. Because, I mean, I'm using it as a channel, you know what I mean? To unlock the secrets of wealth, you know what I mean? To expand someone else's consciousness, to give them powerful insights, you know, to start a development, so they won't withdraw from growth and become closer and closer to the light of being a light being. You know what I mean? I know. So this video, you know, is to cover up the myth, you know what I mean, about the lie by our ancestors sold us into slavery. You know, I mean, you know, the Europeans, Americans ran the Indians off their land and everything, man. I mean, it's crazy, man. You know, the natives, the Americans, they taught these people how to survive on this land and everything, you know. But I mean, like our ancestors always believed in the divine law, what goes around comes around. I mean, this is a mystery school teaching right here. So, I mean, just stay tuned, man. I always want to put this input out there, you know, so people can develop their culture and nature into the image of being immortalized, you know, instead of just being a person in tune with the lower vibrational frequency of